This is Will Hicks with the OCR Report. Can I ask a kindness? We are looking for new members of the OCR Report. We want OCR to be here for the next 100 years. The OCR Report is helping make that happen with race live streams, podcasts, race result graphics, and the best race photos in the sport. For just $5 a month, you can help us support the sport. That's less than a cup of coffee or a month of Strava. $5. Sign up right now at patreon.com/the OCR Report. That is patreon.com/the OCR Report. You are too kind. On today's episode, Tomasz Miłoś with the RAW OCR Photography Awards. Welcome to the OCR Report podcast. The OCR Report is the live stream home for the sport of obstacle course racing. Become a member at patreon.com/the OCR Report and help us ensure OCR is here for the next 100 years. My name is Will Hicks, and this is the OCR Report. Welcome back to the OCR Report podcast. Happy 2026. How is it treating you? We are still early in January. I hope your year is going great. I hope you're still up on your fitness and health resolutions. Seems like the wrong word. Here's the thing about New Year's Day. My name is Will Hicks. You can email me, will@theocrreport.com. Here's the thing about New Year's Day. It's the one holiday around the world that everyone can celebrate regardless of race or religion or culture. It's the same for everybody. And do you need to wait to January 1st to make a change in your life, to start working out more, to start eating healthier, or to start learning a new language or whatever it is? No, you don't, of course not. But there's something about the first day of the new year that gives everybody a chance to like reboot and restart. And it's kind of an excuse. We're like, hey, why are you doing that? Oh, it's my resolution. Like, it's just a natural way to like, hey, I want to make some changes. And maybe they stick, maybe they don't. But that's what learning is, right? Like learning, memorizing something is you learn it and you forget it and you got to relearn it and you forget it again. And you do it over and over and over again. And hopefully a little bit sticks each time. And eventually you're speaking Spanish thanks to Duolingo or whatever Babbel app you're using. I digress. Thank you for joining us on the OCR Report podcast. My name is Will Hicks. Today on our show, Tomasz Miłoś. We are talking about the RAW OCR Photography Awards. Very excited about these. They're happening this month in January. Listen to the podcast. Listen for dates. Check out the RAW OCR Photo Awards on Instagram for all the details and all the dates. You can listen, but also go to their Instagram page, follow them. And if you are a photographer, if you are a professional photographer, if you are an amateur photographer, if you have taken outstanding OCR photos in the past, you should enter this contest. It's free to enter. Doesn't cost you a thing. There's 5 different categories you can enter in. And I think this is a good thing for the sport. Tom is an OCR athlete. He is a photographer. We get into all this in the interview. But he wanted to create something for photographers, OCR photographers, to get recognition. And one of the things that I really like about this contest is that the winners will be selected by a jury of sport photographers. There is a little bit of popular vote element to it and included in it, but the actual winners of the contest are chosen by professionals. So it's not like a popular vote thing. It's not a who can get the most clicks thing. It's not it's the, I'm trying to think, if I don't want to say in my mind, off the top of my head, it's the most professional like OCR photographer award in our sport from day one. And I'm excited to see how it shakes out. We have a photographer on staff. His name is Jack Goris, great photographer. I'm excited to see how he stacks up against literally worldwide competition. The contest is based in Poland. It's open, obviously, worldwide. So if you are a photographer, go to rawphotoawards.com. Check it out. Before we talk to Tom, let's read some iTunes reviews.
5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars. 5 stars.
This is the first episode of the new year. We have no new reviews to read. Go to Apple Podcasts, the purple podcast app on your phone, and search for the OCR report. Scroll down to the bottom, click leave a review, and you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Also, if you listen on Spotify, you can just click into the podcast player there and click 5 stars. And I would appreciate it. Hey, before we start, last thing. Thank you to all of our new members of the OCR Report Patreon. You can become a member at patreon.com/the OCR Report. For as little as $5 a month, you can support the sport we all love. We give some shout outs to Rachel Cosgrove, Susan Wilmore, Rachel Russell, Stephen Uvina, Colleen, Bernadette Moore, Jessica Klufke. All new members of the OCR Report Patreon. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting the sport we love. It's time to talk about the RAW OCR Photo Awards. Let's go to the phones. Tomasz Miłoś is the organizer of the RAW OCR Photo Awards. Tom is based in Poland. Tom, welcome to the show.
Hi, Will. Thanks for having me.
Tom, I'm very excited to talk to you about the RAW OCR Photo Awards. Before we start, you are based in Poland. You run OCR in Poland. How is the sport doing over in Poland?
It's doing great. I think the community here in Poland is very vibrant. We have a lot of local races, and every year they are upping their game, and there are more and more new obstacles and formats of races. And we have a quite large community of elite runners. And some of them also participated internationally in Spartan races. We have also quite large, I think one of the largest representations in European championships and world championships, because a lot of people decide to travel and participate in those. So there's a lot going on. So I think Poland is quite strong on the sport.
You guys have a big brand over there that we don't have in the U.S. called Runmageddon.
Yes. The Runmageddon is the biggest race organizer here, and they are reaching to the masses, right? Because they are, in a good sense of the word, mainstream. People who are not aware of the sport frequently associate the sport with the name Runmageddon because that's what they typically see around in Poland, right?
When the World Championships roll around later this year, who are some of the big names from Poland we should keep an eye on?
So we have Paweł Jaciów, we have Grzegorz Czecha, but I'm not sure if he'll be participating. We have Piotrek Król, and from female side, we have Paulina Wojtyszyn. We used to have Marta Łosin, but she decided to retire from OCR. But she's been consistently giving good results in national representation. But we have a lot of youth also that's developing, and every year they are getting more and more results. So I think I'm not sure exactly how it will shape up this year, but every year I think there's always someone from Poland who will be contending.
So you are the organizer of the RAW OCR Photo Awards. Tell me about the awards. What are they?
So the idea behind this is quite simple. Besides running in OCR races, which I've been doing for the last 7 years, I've been also passionate about photography. And most of the time, for over 5 years, I've been also running with my camera alongside the races and taking photos. And about 2 months ago, I just had this idea after talking to a friend that maybe I should just organize a contest like that. And initially it was just because I was curious, like what kind of photos people would show. And I was just wanted to learn and see what resonates with the audiences, what kind of photos catch the attention. Because sometimes I've been surprised. I've seen a lot of great photos. I think OCR is a very, very visual sport, and photos are very dynamic and show a lot of emotion, right? And then when I started thinking about this and started looking how those contests look like, I thought like, okay, because this is for photographers, not for athletes. It has to be organized a bit differently. And long story short, I decided to just do a format that is a standard in photography world. And because I'm an organizer, I reluctantly decided to not participate. But I think that's just fair, right? In interest of transparency. After I started organizing it and talking to different people from the community, from the OCR community, basically everyone was very, liking the idea and wanting to help. So it got a lot of traction in the sports environment and industry. And then I started focusing on the photo side of it, of the photo industry, to get also sponsors and jury that's representative of the photography world.
So you mentioned it's organized kind of in a standard way that photographers would recognize. Can you explain that? What does it look like? What are the categories? What's the organization?
Sure thing, Will. So we have 5 main categories of photographs that you can submit. One is called the Warrior, which is about showing the fight and the rivalry. The other one is Pure Action, which is more about capturing the moment, people in flight or like very dynamic shots. We have Grid and Art, which is more about artistic angle and something unconventional. In OCR, you have a lot of mud, water, and sometimes people get very creative shots out of it, right? Then we have a Helping Hand category, and this one is actually done with collaboration with Runmageddon. And this is about, people helping each other on the track, which is actually something that happens a lot in those races when there are a lot of amateurs who frequently help each other out on the obstacles. And finally, the 5th category is about storytelling. It's a series of photos that should tell a cohesive story about the race, about the particular athlete. And this one is my personal favorite because I like the storytelling behind the photography. And now everyone can submit up to 2 photos in each category. And this will be done entirely online. And after that, we have a prestigious jury that will look at the photos and pick the shortlist and the winners. We are fortunate enough to attract 3 award-winning sports photographers to the jury. So I think for every photographer, this will be a meaningful award if they happen to win it.
I want to ask you about the jury, but before, just to clarify, this is not a contest where a guy is like, hey, I ran a race and there's a really cool picture someone took of me. I'm going to submit it. This is for the photographers to enter their photos.
Correct. Yes. So this is for the photographers to recognize their work, to give them the spotlight, because the truth is that, yes, a lot of times after the races, athletes or participants, even amateurs, share their photos on social media, and they show, use those photos to show their experience and, what they've achieved, right? And frequently those photographers stay in the shadow, right? And here I want to bring them out of the shadow and give them an opportunity to get that recognition, and maybe also some additional value out of the fact that they are awarded and they are recognized in the community as a great photographer in this particular niche.
I think it's good for everybody, right? Like there's 5 categories, so there'll be 5. There could be 5 different winners, right? Or one guy could win all 5, but probably there's gonna be multiple winners. So those 5 guys will be able to put on their CV or on their bio, on their resume, hey, I won this legitimate, prestigious award in OCR photography.
Yeah, if you think about it, I think it's a win-win-win situation because everyone can gain from it. The photographers get their award-winning title, right? Which in turn gives them some bargaining chip when talking with potential organizers to get a gig, right? And for organizers as well, they can easily say like, oh, for our event, we have hired this award-winning photographer, right? So I think everyone has an opportunity here to benefit from it, right? And at the same time, my hope is that it will push photographers to evolve and even take better photos, because now they have an arena for them to compete. And even if this year they don't win, they will start thinking, oh, but there will be a contest next year, and I'll try to take better photos, or I think about even the categories and how I can be ready for the contest, right? Or even I can maybe buy better equipment or something like that, right? Because it gives them some motivation to develop as well.
You mentioned the jury of 3 sport photographers. Tell me about how the winners are selected for the categories.
So we will be, in each category, there will be first a series of offline voting where, offline meaning it will happen online, but each jury will do it on their own, where they will rate photos, right? And out of that, we will select a short list, which is just, we can think about it as finalists, right? And out of each category from the short list, the jury will then, in second round of voting, will select a Grand Prix. Grand Prix is an extra award. It's separate from each. It's one photo out of all categories that will be awarded the Grand Prix title, right? And then in each category, the top 3 photos will be awarded with first and second and third place. After the voting, it's likely that there will be some draws. So for that, the jury will have to meet in person, and we will just, by we, I mean them, because I'm not part of the jury, but I'll be probably facilitating the process. They will have to agree on the final winners. We'll also have a public vote where the list of those pre-selected photos, the short list, will be made available publicly, and people will be able to vote. So this is to also allow the athletes and OCR community to also pick their favorites. And we also want to have 3 places there, first and second and third.
So 5 categories of races. I'm just going to read the 5 categories. You told me again: warrior portrait, pure action, art and grit, helping hand, and then what did you call it? The 3 to 6 photos.
Storytelling.
Okay, so the 5 categories. The jury selects a short list, and then from that short list, that same jury will select the Grand Prix winner, which is just one photo, kind of overall, like the photo of the year selected.
Correct.
And then how does the kind of public vote play into that? Is there a jury award and a public award for the first, second, third?
Yes. So the in each category there will be a first, second, and third. This will be selected by the jury.
Okay.
On top of that, out of the shortlist across all categories, right, there will be a public vote, and these will be pre-selected by jury, but it will be a broader list than just top 3 winners from each category, right? This is to avoid the situation where the public has to pick out 1,000 photos, because that's not feasible, right? And then the public will be able to vote online, and then we'll count the votes and select the top 3.
And you mentioned it before, but I just want to kind of ask you again. You are a photographer. You are an OCR. You are organizing the event, but you are not entering your own photos.
Yes, sadly, I am not. I really would like to, but I think it will be detrimental to the whole project. And I am more focusing on recognizing the work of other photographers who I think there are a lot of great photographers out there. I've even seen some of the photos from US photographers from Spartan races and world championships, and I really like them, right? So and a lot of those photographers inspire me. I have, ones that I look up to, right? So I want to create a space where that can be recognized.
Is there any prizing? Is there other than kind of the title? What's the awards look like? Is there a trophy?
Funny you ask. So yes, there will be prizes, and we will be announcing more details about the prizes as we go. Part of it is because we're still talking with sponsors, and we have some new prospects. And even though we already know some of the prizes, we need to make sure after we have all of them, we need to make sure they are balanced, right? So only after we lock in, all of them, close all of the discussions, we'll be able to decide how the pool of the prizes splits, right? Regarding trophies, actually, and this is not confirmed yet, but likely for the helping hand category, which is sponsored by Ranmageddon, they will be also giving statuettes for the first and second and third place, which is a unique opportunity for both photographers and for other athletes. So that will be something unique.
Nice to have a little trophy up there. Put it on the shelf next to your medals or whatever awards you have.
Yeah. So it's if you think about it, like many of the athletes don't even have an opportunity to get a trophy like that, right? So now as a photographer, and mind that some of the photographers are athletes, right? But many are not, right? So they will be able to get a trophy without having to run for it. But still, the competition should be fierce.
You mentioned the photographers can each enter 2 photos per category, except for the reporting one. In the reporting one, can they do 2 sets of 3 to 6, or just 3 to 6?
Yeah. So you can have 2 entries, submit 2 entries, and for the serious category, an entries 3 to 6 photos, right?
And then what about, is there a requirement as far as professional or amateur? You need so many years? What's other requirements for entry on that side?
Thank you for asking that. Yeah, so this is actually an open contest. It's not limited only to pros, and we don't distinguish pros from amateurs. And frequently, pros sometimes on some races are not hired, right? So the line is very blurry. And the goal here is to recognize the best photos and photographers, regardless of whether they are paid for it or not, right? And there's also no limit this year on when the photography was taken, right? It doesn't have to be from the last year. It can be from a couple of years ago. We want to bring out the best shots that anyone ever took and just, give them a spotlight and actually showcase to the world. I'm very curious, what we'll see, but I expect to find some very unique shots there.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be taken. The photo doesn't have to be taken in 2025. It can be taken any previous year before.
As long as it's related to OCR, and that includes, the short races, the ninja competitions, right? The whole family of obstacle sports.
Awesome. Where can people sign up to enter their photos?
Yeah, so we have built a website for the contest, which is at rawphotoawards.com. And you can also find us on social media, both Instagram and Facebook. The handle is, again, Raw Photo Awards. And that's where we'll be sharing more info about the contest as we go. And on the website, you can find all the details, all the rules, the bios of the jury, so that people can get familiar with it, and the whole timeline of when submissions start, when they finish, and how the contest will roll out.
Okay, so we're talking in early January. When do submissions open? When do they close? What do people need to know date-wise?
Yeah, so we want to wrap up the whole contest before the new season starts, right? So because of that, the timelines are quite aggressive. So the submission window starts on January 15th, and it lasts roughly 2 weeks until January 31st. And then in February, that's when the jury will be voting and picking their choices. In second half of January, we'll have the public vote. The exact dates will be announced later. And then we plan announcing the winners in March. For sure online, and we are seeing if we are able to have some ceremony for awards, but that's also developing, and we'll keep notifying people as things develop.
Sure. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to seeing good photos. We've have a photographer as part of our team that's been taking photos since 2016, and he's great. And I think any exposure we can get for quality race photography is important for the sport, and looking forward to sharing some photos.
Yeah, I think as we discussed earlier, right, everyone can benefit from it. I just want to learn from those photographers, be inspired, and I think it also gives a great content for the OCR sport itself to promote the sport further, right? Because as I said earlier, for me, it's a very visual sport. A lot of discussions are on social media and are driven by the images from races, right? And some of them are very memorable. So with that, I hope that it will help, the whole community have this flywheel effect that will push things forward for everyone.
Tom, what else should we tell people? What should I have asked you about?
Well, you should know. Well, the reason why I am talking to you and why we started this partnership is to reach more photographers, right? The contest will only work, regardless of how well organized it is, it will only work if photographers submit their photos. So we need to reach all of the photographers that are related to the OCR sport and encourage them to submit. The entry is free, right? There's no cost of entry. There's no fee. Many of the photography contests are paid. This one is not, right? So we want to encourage everyone to participate. We want to have this as broad as possible, and also build this community of photographers, right, where we can learn, but also exchange and even see this is an area where photographers can develop themselves and make a career.
You can learn more at rawphotoawards.com. It's the website, Raw Photo Awards on Facebook and Instagram. Tom Miłoś, thanks much.
Thanks, Will. Thanks for having me.
Special thanks to Tom for appearing on this episode. Well done, Tom. I am excited about the Raw OCR Photo Awards. You should be too. Seriously, go enter. It would be awesome to see what the OCR community comes up with for winners. It's free to enter. rawocrphoto.com. Shoot me an email, will@theocrreport.com. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/theocrreport. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or a rating on Spotify, and I would appreciate it. I will talk with you soon. Go spend time with someone you love.